evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, certainly one of the most divisive decisions for alternative music, certainly in this day and age, was not necessarily the rebranding, but rather the second wave, if you will, of Linkin Park. Because of the untimely death of Chester Bennington several years ago, we kind of assumed that Linkin Park was kind of done with, because even with Rob, Brad, Joe and Mike, that Linkin Park would still technically live on in some shape or form, but probably not the same as when Chester was well. Because Chester was pretty much everything this band was. It was raw, it was aggressive, it had purpose, it had direction. It wasn't mindless violence and aggression. It may sound like mindless aggression and violence, but when some people do speak sense to some people, it does sound like mindless aggression and violence. Because for some people have never really taken to the idea that, guess what? You can exert any sort of emotion whatsoever beyond anger. Which is probably something that maybe quite a lot of people were thinking about when Linkin Park announced that they had a new lead singer in Emily Armstrong. Now, to be honest, the world has for a long time always been skeptical to the idea of whenever the first female of something comes into prominence. Thatcher, Whittaker, but also Emily Armstrong. And never mind. Because generally I have never heard anything that Linkin Park have done with the inclusion of Armstrong. Now, with that being said, there could be something I'm missing out on, because, quite frankly, I might be missing out on the best thing ever. But not anymore, because we are going to put this to the test. I want to see exactly what I've been missing out on, because here's the thing. Despite people being rather skeptical to the idea, Linkin Park are very much still going. And you know what? Maybe there is something to be said about maybe. So I think Miss Armstrong must be doing something right. Or maybe it's just something to do with the songs they're now putting out. So we're going to take a look at the Emptiness Machine, which it does kind of sound like the title to a Doctor Who episode with maybe it could have been a Jodie Whittaker one. Who knows? With that being said, I want to see just what the game's all about. So, let's go.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
Lying
I didn't even think of it. You know, that's kind of funny how actually quite short that was. I was half expecting it was going to be maybe at least another 30 seconds into it, and maybe like that's what I thought they were going to do. But I will say this, you know what? I really do. I actually really do like that. It must be said. This actually feel. I think it actually really, really works. I think it's I think it's really, really surprising how it sounds like Linkin Park. It plays like Linkin Park, and it probably would have absolutely been the sort of thing that Linkin Park would have still been doing. And I think, and also because I do quite like me some female leads in things like metal anyway. I will say this about Armstrong is that I think maybe for all we know, she could have been that sort of demographic when she first heard things like In the End, Numb, and maybe she was a Michael Bay fanboy or something like that. Maybe she watched the first Transformers movie as it came out, because I think it's the sort of thing she would love to be a part of. Because bear in mind, Linkin Park had an awful lot of songs that actually do sort of strike the same sort of notes as the Emptiness Machine, about finding some point or purpose in your life, and you don't want to go around feeling completely monotonous. I think actually, speaking of Transformers, the New Divide is actually quite a lot like that. No More Sorrow and What I've Done probably aren't like that. However, I can see Emily Armstrong easily doing awesome covers of things like No More Sorrow. And it's also, again, when you start to put these things together, how like vast Linkin Park's discography really was. Because guess what? Even over the last couple of weeks, I've been on something of a little bit of a Transformers renaissance, because it's an awesome series. And actually, you know what? I really, really like the movies. Okay, the first movie, because that's the only one I watch. And I don't know, I heard Beast Wars gets a pretty good write-up. What do you guys reckon? Do you think if they made another Transformers movie, they would use Linkin Park? I think they would. I think it suits them quite well, because I think, you know what? I think this is. I don't know what I was meant to say apart from I can see why, and I can see absolutely how this is a better idea now that I've had time to think about it. So that's good. I'm glad. So with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys enjoyed The Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park, and I will see all of you guys again next time. Thank you.